Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening! Hello everyone, welcome to the Game Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt with Mert behind the camera, and we are down at St John's Belsen Stadium for the final regular season game of the League for Clubs. It's Excelsior against Brooklyn City. One last dance at St John's Belsen Stadium. Excelsior in the dark blue, Brooklyn City in the light blue. It's a beautiful mid-July evening in New York. And although not much for these teams to play for in terms of league standing, neither can make the playoffs and there's no relegation from the League for Clubs. Still plenty of pride to play for, and Excelsior would love to get a first home victory of the season here on this final day.
Good evening, and welcome to Cox Family Field at Belsen Stadium, here on the campus of St. John's University for tonight's League for Clubs matchup featuring Brooklyn City FC and your Excelsior New York. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask those who are able to please rise and remove your caps and join our players, coaches, and officials in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, we have our expected starting 11s, and we'll have a quick look actually at the league standings really quick. So, as I was mentioning, both teams out of the playoff race obviously met over on Kingston, securing those spots 2 weeks ago. Brooklyn City looking for their first win in the North Conference. They have had one win in the overall League for Club Northeast Conference, beat Atlantic City of all teams, who are going into the playoffs with a very good seed. Brooklyn would love to get some points on the board. For Excelsior, At one stage they sat top of the table, and it wasn't so long ago, a few weeks ago, but 3 very narrow defeats against Met Oval and Kingston Stockade have left them well adrift of the playoffs. It could have been a very different story another day, but they are left just playing for pride today. But as I mentioned, they haven't actually had a victory at home yet at St. John's, so they would love to get that on the board today. Now, expected starting 11 for Excelsior. Haraman in goal, Rizzo and Garvey, the centre backs, Vale left back, Potts right back, Kapitanovic alongside Gordon in the midfield, Barone in the number 10, Valdez on the right wing, Guggin on the left wing, and Prieditis, who scored in the previous meeting between the sides, leading the line for Brooklyn City. Thompson in goal, Dalil and Regis, the centre backs, Franco right back, Dawson Hollow left back, Tick and Visky in front of that back four as the holding midfielder, Felix and Semain, the midfielders ahead of him, Assar, Campos the wingers, and Saria, who will kick us off here, leading the line for the Brooklyn side. And Brooklyn will be in the light blue. Excelsior in the very dark navy blue. And we're off for one last time in the League for Clubs regular season. This is the last game nationally for the regular season. All the other conferences are either entering postseason or in their postseasons already. Both these teams fielding men's sides in the League for Clubs for the first time. It's Excelsior's first time with a men's team. Brooklyn City have had one in the Cosport Soccer League for a few years. Excelsior certainly settled into the League for Clubs much better. They've had good results, as I was saying a few minutes ago. They led the table with 3 games remaining for everyone, but just a really unfortunate run for Excelsior at the end, losing all 3 against their title rivals, all by single goal margins, and all of them they would have felt like on another day it could have been a very different story. But this is where they are. For Brooklyn, they've certainly struggled. They've shipped a lot of goals. They've been bottom of the conference table and the North Division table. Certainly a work in progress for them. Not easy starting a men's team at this level. But they did show that one very good victory against Atlantic City. It's a real quality in their goals in that win. And Atlantic City, the Northeast finalists last year, and could well be this year too. So on their day, Brooklyn can hurt anyone. They just haven't done it too much this season. Hotz drives it in. Prieditis is going to be flagged offside. When these teams met previously, it was at Brooklyn College. It was Excelsior's first victory as a club, very heavy one, 7-0 against Brooklyn City. Game was effectively over at half-time. It's 5-0 to Excelsior. So I think the first probably target for Brooklyn is just to try and hold the defensive line, shut Excelsior out for as long as possible. Valdez skips inside. He's been very useful throughout the season. That's a good ball, but the flag is going to go up against Guggin. Look tight. A little bit loose at the back for Brooklyn City. Sent to Valdez onto his left foot, got the nutmeg, but good covering by Dawson Hollow. Lost by Hussar. Hotz. Valdez, Excelsior controlling these opening minutes. Lovely twist and turn by Hotz. He's back onto his left foot again. Well, Valdez even, excuse me, there. Kassar and Rizzo battling for it. Rizzo won it. There's a player down for Brooklyn City. Not sure what happened, honestly, in that collision. Fortunately for Brooklyn, they have a lot of subs on the bench today, but nonetheless, last thing you want is an injury inside the first 5 minutes. It's their centre forwards, Sariat, who struggling a bit. I'm not sure if it was through a contact, a tackle, or just maybe tweak something, but he's going to try and continue. Felix gives it to Regis. Franco. Lost. Prieditis, there's a gap on the right side. If he had picked his head up, Valdez was streaking into it. Prieditis able to turn. The Latvian still with it. Took a deflection. Valdez couldn't quite adjust his feet and didn't catch the strike cleanly. Comfortable stop for Thompson, who you would imagine will be a busy man this evening. Sprayed out to Franco. Felix. Dawson Hollow. Ball is retrieved by Tikashvili. Excuse me, Semain even. Sorry, retrieved that. Turned over again for Excelsior. Valdez coming into the area, onto his left foot. Valdez took a deflection off of Delil. It will be the first corner kick of the game. But that man Valdez seeing far too much of the ball from a Brooklyn City perspective. Gonna have to find a way to shut him down, or else it's gonna be not a matter of if, but when for a first goal. Valdez whips it in with lots of pace, headed at the near post. Looked like Garvey there couldn't quite get his angles right. Dawson Hollow. Hussar. Semain does well to keep it. Regis into Tikhansky. Loose by Thompson. Gordon. There's the centre midfielder, Gordon again. One goal to his name this season. Excelsior's top scorer in the squad this evening, Prieditis. It was really a lack of goal scoring that cost Excelsior in those big top of the table clashes against Kingston and Met Oval. They scored just 2 goals in those 3 games, although it certainly wasn't for lack of trying. Hit the woodwork against Met Oval in both games. Drew out some really good saves from the goalkeeper. Just wasn't their day in front of goal. Half of Excelsior's goals in the North Division have come against Brooklyn City in that one previous meeting. And the hosts pushing their visitors hard in these early stages. Swung in, Thompson punches and made a little bit of a mess of that. Certainly wasn't intending to go that direction, wasn't clean the punch, and thankfully for him, didn't careen into his own net. Be a corner kick for Excelsior. The second of the game. In swinger towards the near post, wonderful ball, and from about 3 yards out, headed over the crossbar. That looked like Gordon this time with the flick on header and just couldn't keep it down. Headed out by Hotz. Dawson Hollow hurl it into Felix. Felix done really well there initially. I think that ball had run out, but the referee didn't see it that way, and Valdez with the twinkle toes again. Kapitanovic. Gogan, well closed down by the Brooklyn defence. Rizzo. Hotz. Down the channel. Valdez. Given in to Hotz. The right back adventuring forwards, and he drew a save from Thompson, who did well to not spill it in the 6-yard box. Managed to get a bit of distance on that save with the rebound, and Brooklyn will get some respite here. Jalil finds his centre forward Sariat, who looks recovered. Campos couldn't wriggle away from Vale. Now it's back again with Brooklyn, and Campos will get another bite of the cherry. Lovely footwork there by Campos, exhibition stuff, but good covering by Garvey. Well, actually, I think it's Vale back there, well positioned. Perelman. Vale. Checked by Franco. Ranging ball by Rizzo, could be useful. Valdez on the edge of the area onto his left foot, and the ball came off of his hand in that ricochet, and the goal will be disallowed. Looked like the right decision. Unfortunate for the number 10, but in that coming together with Jalil, definitely looked like ricocheted off his hand. Felix did well to win himself a free kick there under pressure from two Excelsior midfielders. Campos turning sharply. Garvey rising well. Prieditis A little loose with his pass. That was kept in by Guggen initially. Ended up going out for a Brooklyn throw-in. You've got to give credit to Brooklyn City just for the showing in terms of the squad turnout today. Again, neither team with a lot to play for, and so often you do see, particularly in the summer leagues, it can start to fall a little bit apart at the seams when the meaningfulness in terms of potential playoff progression is taken out. But Brooklyn have come with the same size squad as they have pretty much the entire season. Excelsior a little short. A few of their stars not gracing us with their presence today, but it's always a positive sign for any clubs and a team's longevity when you see that sort of turnout at the end of the season. Not easy at the pre-professional level to achieve that. So man playing with fire a little bit, but not getting singed. Tikansky doing really well there. Felix ranges it out to Campos. He'll take on Vale. Couldn't wrap his foot around the cross, but promising from Brooklyn. 15 minutes in, they haven't conceded. And stringing together some decent attacks. Potts. Prietitis is going to ghost him behind. Thompson's come off his line. He's in no man's land. And Prietitis perhaps could have squared that to Barone, who had made his way up to the penalty spot, and with Thompson committing, had basically an empty net. Hussar. Turned over by Excelsior. Rizzo. Potts is going to drive it in on the diagonal. That could be a very good ball. It was. It's going to come to Gordon the second time over the crossbar. Just leant back as he let fly. Wonderful ball initially from Hotz to find the number 16 for Excelsior. Massive gamble taken there by Regis. Could be punished. Prietitis. Tame effort. But I think Gordon again, you can see, beating his fist with frustration. Valdez, this right side of Excelsior's attack is really testing Brooklyn. The dummy by Gordon to try and let that run for Hotz didn't pay off. Prietitis, that was clever. Valdez finds Barone. Thompson off his line again. Barone has gone past him and he goes down. The referee was very well positioned there and he Judge, no foul. Just wonder again if Thompson was perhaps slightly haphazard coming off his line. He was second best again. May have been fortunate. Barone is going to get a booking for his descent. Thompson certainly nowhere near the ball. It's just about whether there was any significant contact of Barone or not. Couldn't tell from here, but the referee was well positioned. He felt there wasn't enough to justify, I think, what would have been a free kick outside the penalty area.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee is showing a
probably
yellow
a straight
card
red
to Excelsior, New York's number 25,
for Thompson if he had judged that to be a
Barone
foul.
In the 19th minute.
Garvey racing back. Perelman is under some pressure. Did well to bend it out. Hots. Valdez. Kapitanovic. He's looking for Hots, and Thompson this time off his line together. The flag was up anyway. That would have been a lovely move had that come off. Well guys, a reminder, today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. That will be a free kick for Brooklyn. Right up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It could be dangerous here. Jalil sensed opportunity. Perelman quickly reacting to the loose ball. Kapitanovic. Guggen really heavy with his touch, but able to keep hold of it. Vale. Prioritis all by himself. There's a gaping hole in Brooklyn's defence. You cannot give Excelsior's top scorer that sort of space. Very fortunate there, the cross was slightly overcooked. Prioritis just finished his freshman year at Bridgeport, 8 goals in 21 games there. Kapitanovic. Header cut out by Kanvisky. Valdez. Dawson Hollow containing the tricky winger well. Lost by Brooklyn. Barone. Felix. Really astute in the high pressure situations, Felix, and inviting his centre forwards, Sariat forwards. Perelman off his line quickly to clear. He's had some really nice touches already, Felix, though. He's managed to escape quite a lot of pressure in tight spaces in the midfield. There'll be a throw for Excelsior deep inside Brooklyn's half. We're midway through this first half. Excelsior certainly in control and had a few good opportunities, but a goal still eluding them. It's now been over 160 minutes since Excelsior last scored their League Club goals. They're not going to get it now. The flag is up against Barone. Predators. Valdez looking for the triangle and then through ball to Barone. Guggen. Kapitanovic. Rizzo. Valdez. Flag stays down. Predators is all by himself here. Predators. Barone. What a block on the line. Predators will get it a second time. Predators rockets it in. And finally the breakthrough for Excelsior. 26 minutes in. They've had to be patient for that first goal. But it's the Latvian again for them. Once again he strikes against Brooklyn. It's a heroic block on the line initially, I think by Jalil. But Predators bided his time on that rebound, got himself half a yard and absolutely smashed it in. No chance for Thompson. You can't say Excelsior don't deserve that goal from the chance they've created the first 26 minutes. Brooklyn forced to make a very early change here. Dawson Hollow limping off.
Excelsior New York goal scored in the 26th minute
Pinel,
by number 20,
who's come on at right back, at left back, excuse me. So Pinel on at left back for Brooklyn City.
That's Perez in the 26th minute for Excelsior New York. Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for
Pinel with his
City,
first touch heading it clear. Felix
he replaces
wins the duel with Valdez.
William Dawson Hollow. That's Pinel for Dawson Hollow for Brooklyn City.
Just overran a little bit there. Felix, he will get the throw in. Gonzalez, or excuse me, Campos even. There's a coming together and Gordon was judged to have been impeded. Barone. Just a little too heavy on his back. It'll be a free kick for Excelsior. Brooklyn have got to be careful here. Once the first goal came in their previous meeting with Excelsior, the second, third, fourth and fifth followed in relatively short order. Swung in, headed out initially by Brooklyn, not entirely cleared. It is on the second attempt. Campos going to look to start the break. I think Gordon's going to be on side here because Brooklyn didn't come out as one unit. But Brooklyn, well, yeah, Brooklyn player got a foot there in to dispossess Gordon. Held in. Very heavy press by Excelsior to win it back. Cut down to the bylines. Hand by Thompson to prevent it from reaching Prieditis. Felix keeps that in. And that was very canny by Garvey just to throw his body. I actually think it's Vale on that far side to throw his body in the way of Felix. Vale's going to drive it up towards Barone. Guggen. Headed in, Prieditis first to react and couldn't get it either side of Thompson. He was reaching for it. And straight into the hands of Brooklyn City's goalkeeper. Kapitanovic. Rizzo, there's a gap for Barone. It's an awkward bounce for him to deal with. Guggen will retrieve possession. Barone again. Poked away by Samain. Excelsior back with it. Valdez. Away from Pinel. Good positioning by Jalil. Brooklyn clinging on a bit at the moment. Valdez again. Hots. Barone. Clever reverse ball, Hots. He's going to drive in himself. Saved by Thompson smartly. Kapitanovic. Vale. Garvey gives it to Vale once more. Barone seeing a lot of the ball these last few minutes. Couldn't find Prieditis to that far post, and Brooklyn can see that ball again. Pinel. Really loose by Campos. They've been too careless with possession. Brooklyn, they may be punished. Prieditis is well read by Thompson. It was already going before that strike. Left Prieditis' foot. Brooklyn are just losing it too much in their own half, and Excelsior repeatedly threatening to punish them on the transition. Sorry up. Policed closely by Garvey. Kapitanovic. Valdez. Barone's got a bit of space in the edge of the area. Gonna make the most of it. We'll come back to Valdez. And Valdez with a low stinging strike. Thompson there to meet it again. Well, guys, stay tuned at half time. We're going to have our June Goal of the Month nominee lineup presented by Salt Athletic. I think fair to say it's our best goal of the month nominee lineup ever, and it's our 51st goal of the month that we've ever done. So that is saying something, but 17 goals from start to finish of exceptional quality. Brooklyn City goal from the WSL team in the lineup. So we'll be showing those at half time. Gordon. Rizzo. Hots. Cuts onto his left foot. Cannons it straight into Pinnell. Campos looking for a little support. He gets it in the end from Jalil. Pinnell able to yield a throw in for Brooklyn. About 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Prietitis with the difference. Foul throw called there on Pinnell. Vale. Rizzo. Kapitanovic, Prietitis finds its way to Hots, the right back again in a very forward position. Thompson managing the situation well. As predicted, Thompson has been very busy in this first half. But the scoreline just 1-0 for now, which is somewhat progress for Brooklyn. They've conceded 5 or more goals on 5 occasions this season in the league for clubs. Came off a rout last weekend against Sousa. Lost 8-3. Pinnell's going to put his foot through that one. See, we've got a beautiful sunset in the backdrop over Manhattan. Gordon. Prietitis loose with his first touch. Regis took a little too long on that ball, but Barone judged to have come through the centre back to win it back. Saria, clever with the dummy. That is passed behind Hussart. Not a great pass though by Hots, but then not capitalised on by Felix. Garvey, Prietitis is charging onto this, and he's got his left back, Hots, who's almost playing as an ad hoc centre forward at times with him. Prietitis really should have squared that, and it certainly would have been the second. Barone is suffocating the counter press by Excelsior, driven out towards Hots. He's done well to control that. Sent across the 6-yard box, it's spilled by Thompson. And at that far post ghosting in was Goggin. Couldn't quite get the contact on it to finish. That ball precariously fizzing across Brooklyn City 6-yard box. Thompson let it slip through his hands. Fortunately for the keeper, no one behind him in a dark blue shirt to apply the finish. Rizzo. Hots. Garvey. Garvey will get it back. Kapitanovic. Give it a go with Gordon. Vale. German force towards Barone, who goes down in the area. Play continues. Predatist looking for Hots, cleared out by Regius. I don't think there was a lot in that in terms of a penalty, and Barone, to be fair, didn't appeal. Mine. Hussart, that's a clever ball. Campos, that's another lovely ball in. Saria in behind. And what a fantastic bit of goalkeeping by Perelman, who bulldozed off his line, closed down the shooting angle, made a very good save. That was wonderful build-up from Brooklyn City. Consecutive passes of the highest order by Hussart and Campos. And sorry, at times he's run really well, but it was the aggressive goalkeeping by Perelman that denied him. And that would have been interesting as we approach half-time had Brooklyn City pulled it level, and that's forever the danger for Excelsior if they can't get themselves a second or more. Good play again by Brooklyn. Campos coming towards the corner of the penalty area. Dicks it towards the far post. Garvey had his wits about him. One back by Tick Hansky. But good pressure by the skipper Barone. Rizzo. Here's Hoss. Kapitanovic. Valdez returns it to Kapitanovic. Clever touch, Prieditis. Oh, it's a beautiful second goal for Excelsior and Prieditis. Slicing and dicing their way through the defence. And right before the half-time interval, they double the lead. Sensational stuff. Kapitanovic, the architect of that goal, surging up from midfield. A beautiful touch after his interchange initially into the path of Prieditis, who calmly tucked it in. His 6th of the season. And just after Brooklyn had threatened down the other end, Excelsior take the driving seat. And that's got to be up there. That's one of their goals this season. Lovely football.
Scored in the 43rd minute. His second of the game by number 20, Christian Perdidas. And Perdidas is second in the 43rd minute for Excelsior New York.
Thompson with the clearance, nothing he could have done to stop Prieditis for that finish. Really tidily put away. Brave header there. Right, Simon. Felix. Campos. Simon. Garvey with the first header, flicked on by Gordon. Good advantage by the referee. Imagine we'll get 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time. Brian searching for Valdez. Hots not staying for the penalty area, back to Valdez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated approximately 1 minute will be added
It's just a minute
to the first
in
half
this
for
half.
stoppage time.
1 or 2 little injury delays, but I suppose not quite as long as I had thought. Here's Perelman, who, don't forget, had to make a really important stop with the game at 1-0 just a moment before Predators doubled the lead. Kapitanovic drives it forwards. It's Hots, and uncharacteristically heavy with his touch, goes straight out for a goal kick. It's actually a slight chill just coming here at St. John's, setting about 75 degrees, maybe even getting to, well, say more like 70, 75. Be a hard push to say that's a chill. One back perhaps, time for one last attack here for Excelsior. Guggen. Good positioning by Tik Hansky, and that is the half-time whistle. Predators, the Latvian, strikes again against Brooklyn. Scores 2
New York 2
in the first half.
Brooklyn City FC 0.
Both well-taken finishes. And Excelsior in control at St. John's and on course for their first ever home win. But guys, for now, it's my absolute pleasure to present you our June Goal of the Month nominees.
Donnie. Jorge Diaz going for the bicycle kick, and it goes in! Unbelievable from Jorge!
Win victory would secure the Fighting Tomcats a playoff spot as that's guided in! Oh my word! It's a Junior Rosero special! He scored against the New York Cosmos.
27, the shot coming in, and a beautiful free kick, send the dagger in already. Jordan Savage.
Crossing it over to Scott Testori. One time, what a finish for the away side. Testori finally finds the equalizer, and Braveheart are right back into this game.
Blocked, and Birch is going to play a sensational ball crossfield to Finja Donzo. And what can the teenager do here? Donzo with the scissor. Finja Donzo! It's absolutely astonishing! You run out of words to describe this boy's talent!
Inside, here's Mike McCool, top of the box. Shot, goal! Mike McCool! Cool as you like. Phillips curls it into the upper 9. Miraculous shot. Lily Phillips, the goal.
Nick Sanchez. As it's driven in, oh, it's splendid! Right as the storm blows in, New Haven strike at the death.
Wonderful goal. Naduga from distance, into the back of the net with the screamer. and now they make it 5-1.
AJ now with it. AJ taking a shot out, and a beautiful curling goal. Hoffman didn't have a chance to save that one.
Christopher Marshall, can he get going? He's got some space here. Christopher Marshall! Oh, it's glorious! Prima's number 10 explodes into life!
Looking for an opening. Finds it with DeMay. Over to Chetty. Chetty, one-time finish. Chetty into the top corner for the second goal of the game for Empire. And what a finish it was for the winger.
Powder laid it off. Leorden shooting to tie. Unbelievable curler from Everson Leorden. That's from over 25 yards out. Incredible goal for Emerson Leorden.
So smart play from Vogel there to kind of trust that his guys would get back and help out.
Here comes Mohu down the other end. Ball's a long way off his line. Mohu's lobbed him and finished magnificently. Aya Mohu, take a bow. Sublime technique.
Finding a pass in field, a triangle. And a fault to Candea, who tries her right foot. What a lovely strike from the center forward.
Opponent one-on-one. Salguero gets past him. Looking to get past another. Kaliwa takes that shot. Kaliwa into the back of the net. Braveheart strikes first.
Here's Galanis. Oh, Aston Galanis glides through. Shot. Oh! Now that is something special from Aston Galanis. Beats one man, beats another man, and absolutely leathers the ball.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential. Hello everyone, welcome back to St John's Belsen Stadium. Predatist, who has given Excelsior this 2-goal lead, will kick us off in the second half. And we are off. Two very smartly taken finishes by the Latvian in the first half. Gives Excelsior the 2-goal lead. Certainly good for it in terms of the chances they created. Could have probably been more. Although, have to put in the note there that Brooklyn City came very close to equalising right before Predatist made it 2-1. Both teams appearing unchanged from the personnel who went in at half-time. Brooklyn did have to make one substitution early in the half, forced by injury. Dawson Hollow coming off right after the first goal, gone in for Pinel. Kapitanovic was impeded, got a little bit of a soft free kick there. He was instrumental in Brooklyn's second goal. Kapitanovic. Some lovely sweeping move from Excelsior, who even though they're disappointed they didn't make the playoffs, can certainly finish this season with a high by getting their first ever home victory. Kapitanovic wins it back. Looking for Valdez. Valdez was shadowed very closely by Pinel. Sun set during half-time. Floodlights are coming on as dusk settling in New York City. This is our last night this summer at St John's, but you know we'll be back here soon, then you know it. We'll have the Pan Shepherds, of course, when they return with the APSL in September. Good work by Hotz, who was excellent in the first half. Him and Valdez down that right flank, causing all sorts of problems for Brooklyn. Hotz. Valdez swings it in. Went over the entire pack. Guggen not giving up on that loose ball. He's done well. Vale swings it in. Bounced off a Predatist, who is on a hat-trick, don't forget. Just 2 outfielders on the bench for Excelsior today. And that will be a foul. Just driven forwards by Franco. Straight into the hands of Perelman. Kapitanovic. Nice Predatist, who's got the wrong side of his defender. Predatist sending it inside, cleared out by Franco. Gordon wins it back for Excelsior. Guggen. He's got an overlapping Vale. Here is Vale. Barone, reverse ball. Guggen took a deflection and that outfoxed Thompson. And Excelsior add the third early in the second half. Took a touch off of Regis, that shot, and totally bewildered Thompson. Brooklyn City allowing far too much room in the area for Guggen, who was allowed to turn about 8 yards out from the goal, and at that range with that pace of strike, very little chance for Thompson to adjust to the deflection. Excelsior have scored very close to either side of the half to give themselves now
Excelsior New York goal.
a very comfortable
Scored
3-goal
in the
lead.
50th minute by number 7, Dylan Guggen. That's Guggen in the 50th minute for Excelsior New York.
That's actually Guggen's first goal of the season for Excelsior. It's definitely a test of character now for Brooklyn. They've been in this position so often this season and they don't get worse run away from them. But they show some decent backbone in that first half to keep it at just 1-0 for most of the time. That's a really sharp bit of play by Brooklyn. Did score 3 against Sousa last weekend. In a crazy 8-3 game for Sousa. Vale. Guggen. Perelman. That was a loose clearance by the goalkeeper. Hussar finds Semaine. Corner kick for Brooklyn. I believe it's their first of the evening. It's going to be an in-swinger from Felix. I thought Excelsior had only 2 outfield subs. It looks like they actually have 3 stripped down about to come on. Quite a long delay, but finally the corner's taken Felix. It wasn't a bad delivery at all, but met at that front post. And one back by Excelsior, who can go through the gears here. Prilitis helps it to Valdez. And it'll be a corner kick right down the other end. It looks like it's going to actually be a quadruple substitution. So I have to give me a moment to get my bearings here with who all the newcomers are. That's going to be a corner kick for Excelsior.
Entering the game for Excelsior New York, number 23, Gino Lavista, number 5, Michael Outerbridge, number 13, Zachary Spirito, and number 17, Luciano Rea. They replace number 7, Dylan Guggen,
Yeah,
number 11,
corner kick here for
Harrison
Excelsior.
Vale, number 16, Oliver Gordon, and number 21,
Swung in, and
Zach
Thompson
Potts.
able to keep that to himself. Kanvansky winning the free kick. So you see, Larea has come on for Guggen on this near side. In the left wing position. Kapitanovic. Right, giving it back to one of the other subs who's come on. That's Sparaccio, who's on at left back, so the whole left side changed for Excelsior. Predatis caught in it. Kapitanovic wins it back. Predatis. Barone couldn't help it out to Larea. But again, it's just too loose from Brooklyn trying to play out from the back. Larea's got some space here. Larea shapes it up and clips the outside of the post. Just slightly lacking in the bend, but a beautifully thought out effort. Threaded through, and the flag will go up against Barone. Regis. Regis nearly caught on it. Brooklyn in a little bit of a cul-de-sac.
It's obvious that this one has to take a sip.
No, it is ended up in Lorraine.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee
Who's 23?
on a yellow
23
card to
is,
Excelsior New York's number
must be.
10, Sebastian Valdez, in the
Reese now
60th minute.
He's not here. He's not
Got
here.
it, got it.
Valdez, the yellow card in the 60th minute for Excelsior New York.
Sorry, I was just getting a little clarification on Excelsior's roster. We had a few late number changes. So it looks like La Vista, who's in the centre of the park, has gone for Excelsior. Lorraine, they're just trying to figure out who the right back is. I believe that it's Santiago, or Outerbridge, excuse me. But we'll have to verify that. So yeah, look at that number on the far side. But an hour gone. Excelsior cruising to their first ever win in the league for club season. Couple of physical collisions. Kapitanovic. Outerbridge is going to race after that. That's really good footwork by Outerbridge. Prieditis sets it back. Kapitanovic saves really smartly by Thompson. Got down low quickly. Just fizzing along the turf. But look at that press again from Excelsior. Not allowing Brooklyn a moment to try and play it out from the back. Basically kept Brooklyn penned in their own half for most of the game, with a few brief forays forwards. That's a real hospital ball across the penalty area. Brooklyn got away with it. Franco. Caught in it by Cheo. Swinging corner from Kapitanovic. He's really put his foot through that one, and that was a bullet header. I think it was actually Regis who might have blocked that with his head before it made its way to Thompson, who's right behind him. Another corner kick for Excelsior. Thompson is a little worse for wear. The goalkeeper sitting down in his 6-yard box. Whilst we have this late, I'll remind you guys, tomorrow we've got a massive contest coming up in the UPSL, a national last 16 playoff between New York Renegades, the defending UPSL national champions, and Bridge Sports Club, who actually, believe it or not, beat Renegades a year and a half ago when the teams last met in the playoffs. So some unfinished business for Renegades there. That's at 4 p.m. live from New Jersey tomorrow on Game and Frame YouTube. Campos. Crossfield. Saria held it up well, swings it in. Just about dealt with. By Rizzo. Barone. Held off the tackle of Felix. Valdez. Barone. Cross took a deflection, headed clear by Regis, comes back on the edge, and that's really well caught and tipped around the post with a fantastic fingertip save by Thompson. Valdez with that strike. Caught it perfectly. Thompson stopped it, squeezing it in the near post. Corner whipped in over the crossbar by Prieditis. Still waiting for his hat-trick. Brooklyn City going to make a triple change here. Felix withdrawn, Sariat coming off. Quite able to see who that third player was who was withdrawn. Looks like it was Samine. Brooklyn came tonight with a deep bench. Shurashov has come onto the right flank. For Brooklyn City, you can hear that Excelsior fans are in good voice tonight, the young contingent.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for Brooklyn City, number 7, Nazim
Larea. Reverse ball by Barone to Prieditis.
And now
Prieditis, Barone. Tazin, another player coming on. Valdez. That pass a little bit loose by the centre-back Rizzo. Garvey. Baraccio. Bends it in with a lot of pace. Prieditis on a hat-trick. Prieditis. Denied by Pino. Nazarov, the third Brooklyn sub who's come on. Looping ball by Kapitanovic. Certainly overhit that there. And that goes straight out for a goal kick. Valdez. The throw in for Excelsior. Driven in on the diagonal. And over the bar on the header from Garvey. Looks like another 2 changes preparing for Brooklyn, including a goalkeeper change. We may possibly have one more League for Clubs game in our countdown game of fame this season if Metto will win their semi-final, which is away against Kingston, with their victory against Sousa this morning. They will host the League for Clubs final. We're expecting next Saturday. That's still to be confirmed. Right down to the right side. If it is going to be next Saturday, I'm absolutely gutting. So I'm not going to be able to do it myself. My brother had the nerve to get married during the football season. Good interchange out by Brooklyn. Campos. You got to give credit to Brooklyn for the way they kept on fighting, kept competing, even with the difficult season and the scoreline what it is. Kept defending with a lot of intensity, made some important last-ditch blocks. Valdez looking to add another one and whipping out the dazzling footwork. But rocketed over the crossbar. And here comes what looks like 3 changes for Brooklyn City. Campos withdrawn. Tikansky withdrawn. And the goalkeeper Thompson also withdrawn. Klosky, the goalkeeper change. Slobinski has come on at right back for Brooklyn as that's dinked up. Claimed by Klosky.
Ladies and gentlemen,
first
now
catch
on
of the
goal
game.
for Brooklyn City, number 99, Jackson McCloskey.
Look at that for a turn by Valdez. Still looks full of running, even as we move towards the final 15 minutes of the game. Larrea, incisive ball in, Prieditis still hunting that hat-trick. Barone. Avista gives it back to Sparaceo. Kapitanovic. And that was a pretty unconcealed push. And it'll be a free kick for Excelsior, about 30 yards out. Kapitanovic is going to go straight off the frame, whipped into the wall, who stood their ground. And Hussar will get a throw for his efforts. Garvey. Good first touch by Larea. Sends it and headed out by Regis. Tassin setting it back, but Excelsior with it once more. Rizzo. Lovely switch out to Larea, who will win a corner kick. Savitsky coming across very quickly. Towards the near post and cleared out. Sparaccio. Larea. Cleared out initially by Jalil. Brooklyn City getting in the way of each other a bit there. Prieditis spins. Prieditis took a deflection. There'll be yet another corner kick for Excelsior. Just the one goal for Excelsior in the second half, but they've totally controlled it. But Brooklyn holding the line at the moment in their 18-yard box. Some good saves and last-ditch defending to keep the scoreline at 3. They're going to have more to do, you'd imagine, before the full-time whistle. But here they come looking to cause some issues down the other end, and Hussar has been absolutely cleaned out. So there's going to be a booking, no doubt about that. Garvey going into the book. Actually, it was Sparaccio covering. And Hussar's going to leave the train up. A reminder, guys, today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Brooklyn do have another sub that can bring on, might be the end of the evening. For Hussar. Excuse me, actually, I think it was one of the subs who's going to limp off. It's Octasian who got clipped there as he tried to break. Floats up towards the edge of the penalty area, headed clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has shown a yellow card to Excelsior New York's number 13, Zach Sparaccio, in the 78th minute. Sparaccio, a yellow card in the 78th minute for Excelsior New York.
Dye losing it in the middle. Larea. Sparaccio. Barone, ingenious with the footwork, he's still with it. Giuseppe Barone, straight into the hands of the substitute goalkeeper, Mikowski. and Daye. Kloska drives it long. Ahmad Nazarov going down a little too easily for the referee's liking. Or actually, that was Tura Shoa on this near side going down. Kapitanovic. Sparaccio. Barone inviting Nerea forwards, covered by Zobinski. 9 minutes remaining of this League for Club season for both teams, and the conclusion of the regular season campaign. North East Conference is going to playoffs, starting with semi-finals in the middle of next week. Neither of these teams will be making it. Excelsior will rue that it's not them. They led the table, as I was saying earlier today, with 3 games to go in the division, but all 3 of those final games were against Kingston and Met Oval, the other playoff challengers, and all of those games lost by single goal margins by Excelsior. Really tight games and could have swung either way, all of them. Particularly watching against Met Oval, the defending national champions, Excelsior hit the post in both those games when the match hung in the balance, and Kingston beat Excelsior here with a late winner. But they will get to finish on this high. It seems almost a certainty with the 3-0 lead that they will have their first ever home victory. Out to Bridge. Valdez taking on defenders in 2s and 3s, a little ambitious. Barone. Searching pass by La Vista, but too much on it. Hussar. Now Nazarov. He's got Hussar on the overlap. Instead, he was searching for Turashov, who I think thought he'd gone early and was offside. Lorette. Barone. Out to Bank. Kapitanovic. Sparaccio down the channel, Array cutting inside, and that should be a Brooklyn City throw-in. And it is. We saw these officials in our morning broadcast between Met Oval and Sousa, which ended up being a very entertaining 5-goal thriller, finished 3-2. Giuseppe Barone coming to the edge of the area, Barone lancing it in, but straight into the hands of Miklowski. Tassin recovered, and he was searching for the space in behind. Perrin went off his line, put that ball into orbit. Bit of a mess made by Sparaccio. Realitis. Lovely Maradona spin. Hussar. Good tackle by Rizzo. Brooklyn looking for a consolation goal. And the flag is going to go up. Dinked over the top. Barone didn't quite have the legs to get on the end of it. Crossfield ball cut out by Outerbridge. Larea. Outerbridge coming into the area. He's clattered the post. Prieditis was expecting a run from Larea that wasn't forthcoming. Outerbridge absolutely splitting the post there with that strike. I think safe to say McCloskey would have been beaten had that been half a foot more inside. Larea. Valdez. Too heavy with the flick. And one of Brooklyn City's players has gone down there. I think he might have had a little contact with Valdez, might have caught him on the ankle, which is always painful. Valdez quick to offer his apologies. And Nazarov. Pinel. Cleared out by Garvey. Excelsior won't want to give up that clean sheet. But they're at danger there, and it's going to be a corner kick for Brooklyn. We kick towards the final minute of normal time. Excelsior haven't kept a clean sheet since June 10th against Sousa. And died towards the near post. Took a bit of an awkward bounce for the man at the front post for Excelsior. It's going to be another corner kick. Brooklyn looking to end this season on a high with a consolation goal, and Dye, that's a very testing delivery, and took a big rising header in the box from Garvey. Brooklyn will get another corner on the far side. Swung out, and whoever that was who connected on that for Brooklyn did Excelsior's work for them. It cleared it out the penalty area. So I think they're trying to volley it. Swung back, though, by Toktashian. Drills it crossfield. That's a smart ball. Hussar saw his name in the headlines as that ball sat up, but in the end, it's not even going to go out over the end line. Larea Valdez will keep
Ladies
that
and
in.
gentlemen, the fourth official has
able
indicated
to return it to the
approximately
rear.
1 minute of stoppage time will be added to the
Just
second
a
half.
minute to be played there. Imagine, in truth, there's probably more, but officials, I think, recognising the game is basically dead. Not much point in the extra time. Can Excelsior have one last flourish? It's sent towards Prianitis on a hat-trick, and he completes it with possibly his final kick of the season. Christian Prianitis gets his 7th goal of the League for Clubs campaign and scores the hat-trick in stoppage time. And that's the exclamation mark on a commanding final day victory for Excelsior. I imagine that's about the final action of the game. Referee's got the whistle in his lips.
Third of the game.
And it was Prianitis completing his hat-trick right on the stroke of full time. It's 4-0 Excelsior, and it's their first ever home victory in the League for Clubs.
Excelsior New York.
They had to wait for the final day to do it.
City 0.
But they finished the campaign on 13 points. Disappointed they didn't make the playoffs, but as I've been saying throughout the night, it was by relatively thin margins. Even though they finished 5 points off, all 3 of their games against the 2 teams that made it were very, very tight. Well, guys, don't get it. We'll see if we can get ourselves a post-match reaction with some of the Excelsior personnel. We'll be back shortly.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best play. Hey guys, I'm here with the hat-trick hero here, Christians. Firstly, how does it feel to get your first win at St. John's Belsen Stadium?
Obviously, it's a good feeling, but a little frustrating that it took us this long to get to the first win. But of course, we're happy that we did it eventually. Yeah.
You got the hat-trick. Managed to get the hat-trick goal with the last kick of the game. You finished the top scorer for Excelsior. How much have you enjoyed leading the team today?
Obviously, it's a good feeling to get the hat-trick. Actually, been a pretty long time since I managed to get my hat-trick. So obviously, it's a good feeling. But I feel like as a striker, I'm a little critic to myself. I feel like I should give more to the team, especially if I'm playing as a 9, starting every game. I feel like I could have done better this season, but overall, I am happy that today I finished on a good note.
Yeah, it was good night. Which is your favourite of the 3 goals?
I feel like the first one, I did a little fake shot to my left and then just put it in the net.
Yeah, you absolutely buried it. It's beautiful. Lastly, how much have you enjoyed playing for Excelsior this season? It's our first year as a club. You know, we've got a lot of fans around here. So how much have you enjoyed being part of the setup?
I feel like this whole project that they've done a pretty good job. I feel like for first year it's really good, and years going on, I feel like they're gonna grow even more and more, and this team can really get to that point where they want it to be. And I feel like next year, I'm pretty confident to say that we are gonna make the playoffs and maybe even go to the national tournament. So they've done a good job.
It definitely could have been your year this time to go to playoffs. All 3 of your games against Kingston and Met Oval were really close. There were moments where you guys could have scored. You hit the post. You were unfortunate. So do you feel like it was just those fine margins, a little bit of bad luck in those games, or was anything you guys could have maybe done better in those 3 big matches?
I feel like it's more of a focus question. I feel like if we were fully committed, fully focused on giving 100% every game, we are that team that should play in the playoffs. So I feel like if the focus is there, we are the team to play in the playoffs.
Well, Christian, thanks for making the time to chat with me. Congrats on the hat-trick. Pleasure watching you tonight.
Thank you.
Get some rest.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, my friend. Okay. Well, guys, that just about does it for us here at St. John's Belsen Stadium. Excelsior winning their first home game, ending the season with a bang. Like Christian was saying, they would have loved to have made the playoffs, and they really were quite close to doing so, but they're going to have to settle to wait another year. It'll be very interesting to see how they come back next year. That may be it for us for our League for Clubs coverage. If Met Oval win their semi-final, which is away, in the middle of the week on Wednesday, then we will stream their final, which is now going to be home, expecting that to be next Saturday. Also a reminder, tomorrow we're going to have Renegades against Bridge Sports Club. That's going to be in the UPSL National Last 16 playoff. Renegades are the defending national champions of the UPSL. Huge game. Bridge did beat them a year and a half ago, so that should be a very interesting matchup. But for now, big thank you to Mert for doing great work behind the camera. Thank you to Excelsior for bringing us down here tonight. Thank you to all of you for watching. This is Josh Pratt signing off from St. John's. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone.